Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Another happy landing.
Okay, now what do I click?
What's up, everybody? I am Big Lovin. With me, as always, Don DellaSnooch, Dragon Buddy. Welcome to the EscapePod, a place where friends gather to talk all things geek. Once again, man, we're just hanging out, chilling, talking about shit. Main focus this week, we're eventually going to be talking about Don got to go on a fucking cruise over the 4th of July holiday weekend, while me and Dragon Buddy, the normies in the world, got to stay home and work. So fuck you. We're going to talk about
I'm going to put my dick in the mashed potatoes.
The good time he got to have. Me and DB did hang out a little bit, play some video games, but
mainly work.
Yeah, mainly work. Dude.
You want a burger?
Yeah, I don't want one.
You want some french fries?
I don't know. No.
Kelly, why are you hating?
What?
Don't start hating, start participating, you know?
Right?
Yes.
It was the motion in the ocean, you know what I'm saying?
But yeah, so eventually we're going to talk about that. Like I said, the way we're doing this show, how we're kind of just, it's free flowing now, man. When the time, like we're going to do a Superman show, that's going to happen. There will be a Superman show specifically. And then what's the other one coming up?
Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Those I know we're putting on the docket, but we're just going back to more hitting the buttons. You know, that's
Speaking of which,
he's going to do it.
let's talk about this upcoming Superman film for a bit.
Okay.
It's movie time. Movie time. It's movie time. Movie time.
Hell yeah.
So
It's
good.
movie time. Movie time.
I'm going to go see Superman on Saturday.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm excited about this fucking movie. Now, somebody came at me yesterday, talking about what they'd heard, what they didn't heard, blah, blah, blah about this movie, you know, and, you know, people are upset and this and that and the other thing. I says, you know what? Let them be.
Yeah.
They were upset when Superman was super dark and broody when Henry Cavill was. And now we got Superman who's bright and shiny. He's got fucking crypto and shit. And there's people there going, oh, no, it's too bright and shiny. Like, fuck out of here.
You can't. Yeah, you can't.
I listened to somebody go, well, they're making Superman political. And I'm like, what do you mean? The guy wears red, white, and blue. He fights fucking Russians.
It's yellow.
He fights
Just until recently, it was like and the American way of life.
Yes.
Yeah, it was actually. I do remember that. But no, why it's a comic book, really. Like
That's what I hear. Is it really drew from the comics on this one?
I've
Like
heard
it
a
pulled some shit
lot of
out.
people. I've heard a lot of people talking about how it's very Superman and Friends kind of cartoony, not like the humor is wacky like a Saturday morning cartoon, but like you got the whole fucking band. Everybody's there doing things.
He didn't do any world building, I guess, in this one. It just kind of drops you in the middle of like, hey, it's Superman. Fucking catch up.
Yeah,
right.
It's from my understanding, Superman 3 years in.
Yeah.
3 years into him being
Superman. him and Lois and like all of this stuff is going on. Lex Luthor's been watching him. All this shit's been happening, but like that's what's going on.
Fight some kind of thing over in the Middle East.
I'm down. Let's go.
There's a whole bunch of people that are like, whoa. You know what? Calm your fucking tits.
Yeah.
Like
Superman,
this is the nature of Superman. At some point, he's essentially a government weapon. You know what I mean? Like, calm down and just watch the movie.
Logical Spark. Make sure you get some good stuff, dude. He's going some shopping.
Yeah, do it.
Milk,
Put us in the headphones while you're shopping. Maybe some AirPods. Put the earbuds.
Yeah,
throw that on speaker.
Don't do
throw
it
it on speaker. Don't listen to these guys.
Stocking shelves in the back of Walmart. Listen to us. Not.
Yeah,
like
you got to.
You don't want to do that.
Yes.
With the volume full.
We're
Put us in the earpiece, man. Let's be. Think about the children. I don't even let my fucking kids listen to this.
The children.
Jordan and Alyssa, yes, the three girls, they don't. Dude,
No, let the little ones watch.
no, I don't. But if I just recently put a hockey game on the Big Lovin Plays Hockey, or Big Lovin Hockey playlist on YouTube, and it's the last game of the season for the spring season. And one of my girls is talking to the other about how Dad's gonna put this on his EscapePod YouTube. No, he's not. I was like, yeah, Dad, yeah, he's gonna put it on there, but we're not allowed to listen to his EscapePod podcast. And then my kid says into the thing, he goes, yeah, kids, don't listen to my dad's show. It's fucking great, dude.
Hell yeah.
It's
Definitely, it's not the kind of show that you want to let people know that you watch.
No, I mean, let them know, but be like,
But no, let them know in the way of like, it ain't for me, but you should be listening to. You know what I mean?
Right.
Give yourself plausible deniability, but bring more people into the fold.
Right.
Yeah, and then we all can listen as a group.
Yeah.
You're like, look, I'll share the link with you. And you're like,
and then we'll join the chat and we can talk about some weird shit.
Mhm.
It's gonna be a good time.
For sure.
It's weird shit that's, like,
Yeah.
we were going to push some buttons, man.
Like you remember
have
when
to understand that statement if you've been paying attention to the show.
Remember when that guy from Chicago used to listen with his kid, Big T, Little T, them dudes?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he was like, I can't let my kid watch that. And I'm like,
And his kid
no,
loved
you're
us,
right.
dude. And no, very much so. I'm like, I don't know why you shouldn't allow that's why I put the parental advisory, explicit content, like all of our look up stuff. It's like, that's probably one of the reasons we don't get traction is because we make sure like this isn't for kids.
This is for immature grown-ups.
Yeah, this is 1000% for immature grown-ups who are just trying to escape their fucking work week and,
For shit's sake, I'm wearing a Bucky shirt.
Right, dude.
And I mean it.
Oh, if we're sharing shirts, fuck it.
I like that shirt.
It is good, dude.
It's
I
a
get
good
so many
shirt.
compliments on this shirt. Yes.
Shirts.
Parental guidance advisory. Yeah, for sure. For fucking sure, Dub.
Fuck yeah.
You need it here, bro.
Well,
we all need an adult when we're here.
To be honest with you, like, it's only PG when nobody's talking.
That's
Yeah.
That's factual.
Well, shit.
Talking movies. Are you done? I'm excited to Superman. I'm not going
got a big one coming, man. Big movie.
Sunday, me and Aaron are gonna go watch the Phoenician
that looks
game.
too.
Phoenician game.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that looks fun. That looks fun.
That's real limited run. Like we're gonna have to go up to Lansing.
Mhm.
We're gonna go to Lori's granddaughter's restaurant that she works at. We're gonna get some mimosas and shit. We're gonna go see the movie.
Nice.
Hell
nice.
yeah.
That'll be one of the ones I try to see if the wife wants to watch. We're like, look, here's a weird movie. You into this?
It's on. You can download it. For rent now online.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So it's still at the theater,
right?
But they released it, I think, on like iTunes and shit.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
For rental.
I
got you. But yeah, no. So we will be doing a Superman show. Me, Dragon Buddy, and we'll get together and figure out when we can see it, and then coordinate talking about it on the show together and covering it. And you know us, it's going to be different. We're not going to start from the beginning to end. We're just going to cover what we liked, didn't like, what was weird, what was cool, what was fun.
Indeed.
I'm already incredibly hyped about crypto.
I'm hype about all of it. I'm not going to lie to you.
I see it all.
I'm hype about the fact that we're jumping into a world that already has superheroes and supervillains.
Yes.
Like,
right after he's coming off of a huge battle.
Right off grip. It's not the retelling of the Superman story of how he came to Earth. It's not Batman and his parents dying. It's Spider-Man getting his powers. We're 3 years deep. Like, that's why I enjoyed that Batman did.
That's why James Gunn is good, though. James Gunn understands that it's much easier to tell a story where you establish, hey, you already know there's superheroes. And then you ain't got to explain shit. You can just make a movie.
Right.
Whereas everybody else was like, no, we have to ground this in reality and show them why there can be superheroes.
Right. Yeah.
And
you don't need to do that.
Yeah. And the fan base is like, yeah, I already know this part. Can we get to the cool part?
Yeah.
And
well, he's actually taking, like, to expand upon what you're saying, He's doing what the fans want.
Right.
The fans want these things, and he's listening to the fans. And he's doing the appropriate fan service, the way the fans wanted fucking Wolverine in blue and yellow for so fucking long, and Ryan Reynolds is like, here, and we fucking ate out of his hand, and he's like looking up and like, see,
every movie exec is like, I don't understand. Yeah, you
you wouldn't fucking understand. Dude.
Look at the Star Wars sequel movies, right? That first one, fan service, bunch of fan service in it. Everybody was like, yes.
Yeah.
And then the second one, they were like, we're not going to do fan service over here. And then everybody was like, no.
Yeah.
And then
low expectations.
by the time the third movie
back to fan service and fixing some shit.
Yeah. They wanted to get the fan service back. And then, at that point, they'd already lost at least a third of the audience. Right.
Right.
So James Gunn understands, and he understood it when he made Guardians, that the fans want fan.
Well, I think
service.
That's perfect in how you said that, right? Because he did Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy was not Superman. It was not Batman. It was not Spider-Man. It was not X-Men. It was not the top tier people. He just dropped us into the Guardians. Yes, it was an origin story, but like they
were like, hey, I just gave you guys that are just as big as the Avengers in the same world, and now you care about all of these guys too.
Right.
It was a heist movie. They were like, hey, we're putting a team together.
Right. He just does it. He gets it, man. He gets it. So I'm excited. I'm excited for that. And I want to transition from that because after Superman, we get Fantastic Four.
Yes, dude.
And
that
more and more,
so fucking good.
I'm getting so super hyped for that, and where that is going to build us taking off into the Avengers and Doomsday and all that. So we had that.
I've only seen that first trailer, dude. The first official trailer. It's the only one I've watched.
I'm not going to say anything else.
I have some theories on what I saw, and I'm just going to
keep them to yourself because
I'm going right here, and I'm waiting for the movie to come out, and I'm not watching anything else because I'm down. Let's get it.
Right.
Yeah. No. I'm excited. I feel like we've brought it up a couple times on this show. The fucking pandemic effect is over. Movies are really starting to churn. The entertainment industry is starting to really get its feet back up under it and not make movies with like a safety net. I don't know if that's the only way.
I completely agree.
You know what I mean?
They're taking risks.
Yeah.
Well, so and you also had like movies that we can tell y'all were acting 6 feet from each other. Yeah. We could tell you were pulling your mask down to all stand around each other just to put your mask back on.
Yes.
Right.
We're going away a week from this Saturday.
Is that a movie? LG, what are you?
We are going to see Ghost Skeletora.
Better be. What is that?
That is the band Ghost.
Oh, that's right.
Skeletora.
I didn't. Ghost I had. Skeletora, is that the name of their tour?
That's the name of the tour. Skeletora.
I didn't see. My daughter hasn't even told me that.
Tell me about what that is.
It's a Ghost.
It is it's a no phones concert because they want you locked in because he kind of does it like
it's that
an
band
opera.
You were telling me.
Yeah. We have the next iteration of
Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
I don't know if we've talked about that together on the show. I know me and my daughter have talked about that. No phones. It's
no phones.
You can't
put them in a bag.
Pictures, no video. You can't do that during the concert.
Right. They said we have a website that they're taking pictures you could pull from. You can get pictures before and after, but they do not want during it because they want you locked in. He puts on a show. They're all dressed up. They all have a thing. And it's very theatrical the way it's put out. So they want you locked into it. So here's a bag. Put your phone in there. You need to make a call. Go out front. We'll let you out. You can make your call. But then
I get it. But at the same time, it's like I'm doing this with my kid. And I want to get video.
It's the drawback of it.
You know what I'm saying? Like
it's the drawback that they say.
The parental side of it. The parental side of it for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The funny thing is the arguments that came out, and Tobias came out, the lead singer that created this band, was basically like, I get all of the reasons, and all of your reasons are the reasons that I want you to put your phone away. Like, you want the
Right.
memories, I want you to have the memories. You want to save the memories, I want you to remember the memories. And it's like this whole big thing that he did back and forth.
Right.
It's like, okay, it would have been cool to get some pictures of you guys up on stage, though, because
Right.
I've been listening to him for a very long time. And,
Yeah,
it'd be cool.
I'm gonna get pictures. Me and I got my sister-in-law is making us all little cosplay, if you will. So me and my son, I'm going as a cardinal.
Nice.
Like
Okay.
the fucking religious
Yeah,
cardinal.
yeah,
dude.
And,
That's what I thought.
and so is Jordan. But
Hell yeah.
I'm done in all purple.
Okay.
It's gonna be
yeah,
I'm
dude.
wearing my Crocs underneath and shit.
Aw.
It's gonna be fucking
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna have fun, dude. And then my daughter and her friend, because her friend and her parents are going there, painting faces, I think, or dressing up. I don't know the specificity of it because it's her band that she loves, but I just know the religious fun of it.
A lot of
all, you
religious
know?
iconic.
Yeah. So like,
iconography.
I'm gonna have fun with it. Fuck it, dude. I
Okay.
can't carry a fucking phone, but I'll fucking go in there wearing a purple cardinal.
Purple Pope hat.
Fuck it, let's have a good time.
I love it.
You know, like, let's have fun, dude.
Should be a good time. Gonna be
Yeah,
good.
so that's funny. LG brought it up, and I didn't understand. She's like, "We're going out of town." I was like, "You got to lead with the whole ghost thing. I got to understand." And then he said, "Ghost, blah 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 blah," and I didn't understand the blah 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 blah. I understood ghost, but blah 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 didn't get.
Yeah.
Oh man,
So
I like a blah.
they're
blah, blah, blah.
going the week before me, Jordan, and Caleb.
Yeah.
go.
Okay.
So it's gonna be. We'll have to do a show talking about.
Yeah, because we're
the
going a week from
experience.
Saturday. You're going 2 weeks from Saturday or something
Yeah.
like that.
So we're going on the 24th.
Yeah, week after. Like, exactly.
And like Jordan's birthday is the 23rd. So when Kaylin was talking about wanting to do this concert, I was like, it was just going to be me and her.
Right.
And then we're going to go with her friends, parents, blah, blah. And I was like, I think it'd be cool. You know, her brother really influences her music, always sends her links to music and shit. I was like, you know, your brother's birthday is the day before this. I think if you invited your brother to go with us, that'd be a pretty cool thing.
Mm-hmm.
You get to experience this with him too. Fucking sure as shit she did. I mean, she invited him. I fucking paid for it, but she fucking she was like, "Yeah, that's a great idea, Dad."
Yeah.
So
You should definitely pay
yeah,
for him
you
to
should
go.
definitely- So, but I'm definitely looking forward to it because I mean, some of the first real concerts in my life I've ever gone to are here in Michigan with you. We did the NWA concert, or Ice Cube and NWA, and then we did Jelly Roll. We done Prof. Like, I never did that shit as a youngster, like with my dad. So getting to do this with my kid with the music she loves. Yes.
Been nice. Been nice.
I'm trying to save the picture of that band so I can put it up on the screen.
Oh.
Give me a second
Yes.
so people know what we talking about.
Yeah, that was a band that came out of nowhere for me that my daughter liked, and I said something to Dragon Buddy and LG, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we know exactly." And I was like, "Wait, where the fuck have I been?" It was just, it's crazy because from my understanding of it, they're huge.
Right.
This
But
is
they're
an
not.
arena tour. They're
Right.
it's
But
an arena
you
tour,
never-
but they are a niche. Like, it's rock and roll with like this anti-religious like theme about it, and it's not like Satanism. It's like it's a very strange thing.
It's so weird. Like, yeah,
it's
it's
a very-
the hardest.
But the music itself, like they do the song. What was it? We Don't Need Another Hero, the Thunderdome song,
Yeah,
and they redid that, and it's fucking so good. Like, it fucking slaps so hard.
yeah.
There they are.
Yep, that's Papa and the Faceless Schools.
Yeah, dude, it's a whole thing, man. And when you see that and you see the art, like my daughter has some t-shirts and shit
Right.
before I ever listen to the music. As
That's
a
great.
father now, you know, like I don't know what the fuck it is. I know it's religious looking, but I also know it's anti-religious looking.
Mhm.
So I'm
Yes.
very like, what are you
What's
getting
going
into
on?
here?
Yeah,
Mhm. It's
And
very
then but then
atheistic.
she's very wanting to share the music with me. You know, so I gave it a listen. There's some things I'm like, but I'm sure my parents can listen to my shit and they're gonna be like, no way, no fucking way.
Right.
You know, so, and one, I know who my daughter is, and she also invited me into this world with her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like, I don't want to take that for granted.
Yeah.
Right.
To share, like, I have a couple, well, for a fact, I have one of her songs in a personal playlist of mine that I love the song, what it says in the song, and because it reminds me of my kid, you know what I mean? So like, I'm gonna take this and just fucking squeeze every little fucking bit I can out of it. You know what I mean?
Well, I know what I learned from raising kids was that if you wanted them to formulate their own opinion and maybe choose what's best or what you even think is best, the fastest way to get them to go the opposite way you think they should go is tell them that they shouldn't or they can't go.
Then they're right there.
Yeah. So the best thing that you can do is come along and allow them to work through it in their own way. Like, and whatever that thing is, the best thing that you can do as a parent is be there, be supportive, and let them work through whatever they're working through.
Even, I mean, the two that are out of the house and the three that are living in the house now, like, I've always wanted to be you.
Right.
Yeah.
Be unapologetically be fucking you to the purest, wholesome, greatest degree you can be yourself.
Right.
You love something, embrace it.
Yeah, dude. Like, I want you to be what you love. Yes. I'm trying to embrace it, dude.
I very frequently disagree with my kids, but I generally don't tell them they're wrong.
No.
Like, it just
right.
That is not a good way to get somebody to see your way, your point of view.
Right.
It's like I always let my kids share their music. Yeah. Like, I was never the parent in the car who would never let their kids listen to the music they liked.
My dad always would let me listen to music. Like when Dookie came out, my dad didn't exactly understand punk music, and he was like, I can see this.
Me and my sister and my dad, we all listen to the same rock station.
Yeah.
I liked more hip-hop music, but I still like rock too. But I could jam out with the same music as my dad. Like, that was, but my dad I never felt like my dad forced his music on me. But my mom and dad hated my rap music. Like, they just they didn't understand it. They didn't get it. And that's fair. Right. You know, it wasn't their thing. I grew up more with a lot of that cultural stuff that touched me and my worlds and where
their parents probably didn't really understand the rock and roll thing.
Exactly.
My dad never picked up my affinity for Marilyn Manson. Even though
that shit
unfortunately
terrified my parents. They didn't want me to be into Marilyn Manson at all. That was probably on the same degree,
especially on the MTV movie or MTV Awards when he came out with the assless fucking suit. I had my cousin going, "The fuck are you watching? What is this Satan naked shit?"
Right.
Yeah.
My mom was always a very religious person, and I would ride around in her Grand Am listening to Antichrist Superstar.
My parents were so against that.
Yeah.
Like, and it was weird because it was in, before the social medias, it was just shit they saw on the news or wherever they saw it. And it was just, and I think back, I'm like, how the fuck? It had to be like all water cooler conversation of.
It was very much like parents were with D&D in the 70s.
It's because, like, I didn't like Marilyn Manson. You liked him. You liked his music. That's fine. But, like, I didn't dislike him, right? So it didn't bother me. But my parents were like, you don't listen to Marilyn Manson, do you? That's not, like, I was just like, no, not. I like the Beautiful People song. And the Dope Show, I think, or whatever. Like, those two hit songs he had that were radio songs.
Right.
I don't mind them.
Dope Show was a good song.
But I tell you what, the fucking Beautiful People, that ran to not like when I went to basic training.
Yeah.
Right.
Because the first fucking morning of basic training that I got woken up to,
it was that
they were banging trash cans with the Beautiful People by Marilyn Manson blaring loud, dude. and they're fucking coming through with fucking bats hitting trash cans, yelling at me, telling us to get the fuck up, get ready. I hated that fucking song for the longest time.
There it is. Brady went to fucking basic training in Guantanamo.
Right.
Pretty much, dude.
Damn it.
They got waterboarded with toilet
Poor
water.
bastard.
The beautiful people. It's fucking
Fuck
awesome.
yeah.
It's fucking awesome. Yeah. So for the first like 3 days, that's how I woke up to.
Dude, that's awesome.
No,
Nah.
not, dude. It really is not.
Yeah,
No, the story's awesome. Oh, wait, that doesn't work either.
Like, let's go.
If you were a fan of that song, but your mom's like, don't listen to Marilyn's the devil. And then in that situation, you're like, I'm
with the devil.
I'm in hell right now. Had this pudgy little fucking drill instructor, pudgy little round fuck, just had that little evil porky pig when the flames are behind him and he gets that evil look. That's just what he reminded with a fucking hat with a drill. Fuck that guy.
Interesting piece of
him.
trivia. Pudgy
Fuck
little fat fuck was my nickname in elementary school.
I can't see you as a pudgy little fat fuck.
Oh man, I was a pudgy little fat fuck. I was, you know the kid in the Sandlot, the chubby ginger kid.
Yeah.
That's what I look like.
Oh my god, dude.
Damn.
I wasn't quite as big as him, but I was pushing it.
I can see Dragon Buddy running around, skinny kid with a rat tail,
Uh-huh.
just running around the neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
I just see.
Uh-huh.
I was like a blonde kid.
You had blonde
for
hair?
a long time, dude.
You were a towhead?
I was straight up. They called me a little Lord Fauntleroy because I had like these long blonde curls. And,
No fucking way.
Yeah, till
In
about
Pennsylvania, no less.
Yeah,
no.
that's
This was
weird,
back
though.
in New York. It was back
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, probably until
Well,
about
still
5
fit
or
in with
6
the
it started
weirdos in
turning
New York.
brown.
Yeah, that's that Florida look there. The little
Yep, about
goatee.
5 or 6. I started becoming full of shit, and it went brown. So
punching alligators and shit.
Dude, my fucking youngest brother, he's got my mom's curly hair, but he's blonde, dude. And he's just got this fucking total, like, he can't move. He has long, flowing, curly hair, fucking total tan, just beach look. It's like he can't move. Man. You
No,
have to
you
live in
can't.
Florida
you're stuck.
forever. dude.
That look doesn't look or
You
work
can't
in
pull it
Minnesota.
off. No,
Yeah,
you
don't go
can't do it.
Midwest. They look at you like, what the?
Yeah.
Something wrong with that boy.
It's like that one Emmy or whoever up in your
Yes.
area.
Kung Fu Panda.
You can't do that here.
He's just he's a relatively nice guy.
No, he is.
I can't think of his name.
We don't need
But-
to. We probably shouldn't. It's for
Yeah.
the best.
He's a thick boy,
He is the thick boy.
and he wears his hair most of the time up in a messy bun.
Mm.
And some people call him Kung Fu Panda.
But when he drops that shit, that bitch is long as
Long.
fuck. And
He's
curly.
got
Long
lots of
curly
hair.
ass
Yeah.
dude.
Right?
Whatever. I don't know where I was going with that. Fuck.
and Brady's thinking about engineers he wants to fuck.
Maybe. You think they'd fuck me?
He fuck you.
He probably fuck.
Oh, shall.
I'd fuck me.
Hard.
All right.
Hit another button.
where
Wait,
were
no
we at?
movies. I saw.
Oh, wait.
No,
One more
no, it's
movie.
Dragon Buddy. I got a movie too,
Announcement.
motherfucker.
Announcement, dude.
If you
March.
fucking do what I'm gonna do, I'll
Fucking
stab you
March.
with a pencil.
Project.
Project Hail Mary. Fuck yes.
What's that?
Yes.
What is
okay.
Project Hail Mary?
Did you like The Martian?
Yeah.
Same guy.
Same
Oh
author.
yeah. I
Weird.
seen with the
Yep.
fucking dude who's
With,
gonna be
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, I seen it.
he's-
That looks good.
Yeah, he's
Yes,
got to
that
go
looks
into
fun.
space
I see-
alone to save the Earth.
He's a fucking
or-
elementary
Yes.
teacher.
Yes.
I get you.
You want this?
Yes, I want to see
Yeah.
it. Let's
So
see it.
I just
Great book.
downloaded the audio book again
Yeah,
because I
great
want to
book,
listen to
dude.
it again.
Yeah, great book.
It's really good.
I'm gonna have to.
Fun
listen.
book. You have to. It's the
Send me the link.
the Martian was a
Yes.
good read. Like it's quick.
Yeah.
It hits really
Yep.
well. This
And the
one's the
plot
same
twist.
exact way, dude. Love the
The
twist.
plot
in it.
twist in Hail Mary fucks.
Okay. Well, send me the link.
Hard.
But then we got me and Dragon Buddy talked about it for a smecking,
a specket.
and I know this is something you'll probably be hype on. Dragon Buddy sounded maybe a little bit so, but they're doing an Elder Scrolls movie.
Yeah.
So I don't know
Yeah,
if you heard about
I
that. So
did.
Figure I'd mention that. So
Todd Howard's working on it.
I don't know who that
Yes.
is.
He's the studio exec that kind of sat over top of like Fallout and The Last of Us
Okay.
and Elder Scrolls.
Okay. So kind of let them do their thing.
Yeah,
He's been a producer with Bethesda
for a long time.
Okay.
for
Yeah.
a while. Like I want to say 90s. So
Did you see that he
Understands
dropped
it.
out of The Last of Us season 3? He's like, I don't want no part of where this is going.
really,
Yeah.
Dude,
that's
I
why I heard that was going to go. It's going to go off the rails.
Yeah.
Well, if you were a fan of the first game, a lot of folks felt like the second game went off the rails anyway.
Yeah,
So if you continue on that trajectory, you're really gonna you're gonna find yourself in some weird territory. But there's a school of thought that Todd Howard is going back to work on The Last of Us 3, the game. So there's the narrative that they're spinning is he's leaving to go do that.
yeah. That's what I heard. But
Well,
Who
then,
knows?
I'm just glad if that makes you happy.
I mean, you know what?
Like I always say, man, I want
I want something to be good.
whatever the thing is that has a collective of people that enjoy it. I just want it to be good for that collective of people.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Elder Scrolls isn't my thing. I know it's your guys' thing. I know we have people in the chat, fans of the show, who enjoy that game. I want them to make a game or a movie now that makes those people happy.
Right.
That they can hang their hat on, say, not only do I have this game, you should go watch the movie. It's a badass fucking movie.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I turned it into a trilogy. It was so good. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want. Oh, Chris, he's quoting some Dooku. I'll come at you with some nonsense.
So
That's how I roll, Christian Fandom Geek.
my experience with Elder Scrolls is Skyrim, right? And like Skyrim is an incredibly like rich world, and it's based off like the same world that all the rest of the games occur in, but I've never played them. And we just had this conversation about Grand Theft Auto, where like it's possible Grand Theft Auto 6 works out some of the things that I don't care for, and then I get to come in there. But I'm never going to come into Grand Theft Auto 5 and before.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right.
I get you.
And I think that Elder Scrolls, when it got to Skyrim, that was my entry point, and I can see the value nuggets that come out of everything before. But when I went back to play, was it Rivendell or?
Oh yeah, when we were doing the Cyrodiil, so it was
What was the name of the Elder Scrolls?
Elder Scrolls 4,
4.
Oblivion.
So everybody's like Oblivion, best game ever, right? And I'm like, cool, I'm gonna go back and play Oblivion.
Yeah.
And it very much is, like Skyrim is derivative of Oblivion and everything that came before it, but there's enough little like quality of life things that I'm
make
just
it
like
a better game.
Well, it's like
can't.
I'll never go backwards for Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, right.
Baldur's Gate 3
Right.
is my entry point. I'm
Yeah.
not going back.
Right.
Right.
There's enough story here. There's enough characters I can build to change said story.
Right.
I'm good.
But if they make Baldur's Gate 4, you're going to be like, I'm here.
Yeah, let's fucking go.
Let's go.
Exactly. 1000%. Hell yeah.
Right.
And you
Well, it's
it's
like Grand Theft Auto, dude. I've been there since the beginning. The overhead console running over
Oh,
the
yeah,
fucking
dude.
Yeah.
running over the oh my god, the monks.
uh-huh.
Oh my god, I was so wrong, but they just line up like 4, 5, 6 of them. Hey, and you just splash, run all of them. It's awful. I'm an awful person. When I was in high school, fuck off, man. Don't judge me.
It's funny that you say that. Did you ever play the game? I think it was on Super Nintendo. Might have been Nintendo 64. It was called State of Emergency.
This much
of it. You're like literally in a mall and you're just mowing down, like just murdering fucking everybody in a way that like both makes you feel guilty and also is oddly satisfying.
Yeah. I love it.
It was the equivalent of like You know how you like scoop up a bunch of paper and wad it up and throw it away, except it was people. Or
God,
like
he was
popping
scooping
bubble
up
wrap.
people and wadding them
Yeah.
up.
Well, it's like Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
I had an entry point. The first time I ever played Call of Duty was when I was deployed, and I think it was like Call of Duty 2. It was on PC, and it was on a because we had so many LAN computers connected. We
So
could
the World War II
multi-
versions of
Yeah.
the
So this was like this is like during the first Xbox era. Time
Call of
period.
Duty 2 and 3 and before it hit Modern Warfare.
Yeah. Before it was that. So, that kind of was a jumping in point, but it wasn't. It was just something to do while I was deployed. Modern Warfare is where I jumped into that game.
Oh, gotcha.
And I got involved and really enjoyed playing that.
Yeah. I just think that when it comes to that kind of shit, there's just a point where you're like, I can get on board with this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that happens too with movies. Like there's some old movies in a series that you're just like, man, that one's a tough one for me. Even Star Wars, for some people, going back and watching the original trilogy, like we grew up on, it's just tough. Like they're willing to come in for the prequels.
Right.
And younger people are even willing to just come in with the sequels.
Mm-hmm.
But when they go back and watch A New Hope, they're like, that's an old movie for old people.
I get you. I get you.
You know what I mean? Like
it's from the 1900s.
Yeah.
Well, it's like when they redid, like, or not redid, but they make sequels like Blade Runner.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
They made it old. Yeah, I'm gonna go check that out. You start watching it, you're like, if you're young enough, you're like, oh, I can't do this. I can't. This is too.
And the worst part about it is the old Blade Runner movie is so good. It's basically like, what's that? I think it's do androids dream of electric sheep or something like that? Isn't it like an Asimov story or something?
Yeah, it's basically like him like speaking of death without knowing of what death is. And I will never, I felt the tears of rain on thousands of planets, and such a great line, and I can't remember it right now.
But that's essentially where the concept of Blade Runner comes from. And then when you go back and watch it, if you're not like from a certain generation, you go back and you watch that and you're like, fuck, this is rough.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you look at George Lucas made, what was the name of that fucking movie, the one with the cops, like 1174 or something. It was like it's
TX.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
1140 whatever.
Yeah.
I'm horrible.
Like,
some of these fans are be like, you guys are the worst Star Wars fans.
If you would have asked me 10 years ago, I could tell you exactly what that was.
Right.
But like it's TX something.
TX, yes. It's 11 something too.
If you go back and watch that with your 2025 mindset, and you get into that, what was it, 1984 movie? Like, that's a long fucking movie where almost nothing fucking
THX
happens.
is before that. It's before 80. It's
You're
before
right. It was
Star
like
Wars.
77.
It's
75
when Star Wars comes out. It's before 77.
Yeah. So it might have been like 1975,
right.
1974.
I come up with a hypothesis that if you were alive when the movie originally came out, you can go back and watch it with ease because you watched it transition from that to where it is now. So it was a believable 1138. It's a believable, like, oh no, I remember watching this, or the graininess of that film, and like, no, I remember this. But if you didn't, you're like, this is fucking way old.
Plus, Star Wars is still a universe that's still living, so it's easier to go back with. When you have those movies from back, like you have, and you go back to them that aren't a living universe still, you're like, oh, yeah.
Well, there you go.
Not as I remember.
This is an actual scene from THX 1138. It's literally a guy in a white room with some cops with like chromatic face masks, like getting ready to fucking beat him up.
Right.
Like, and that kind of imagery is like 25% of the whole movie.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the first like 45 minutes of that is dudes that are working some strange assembly line that don't wanna.
Right.
Right.
I really think there's an age and a if you've seen it, you know.
Right. Well, like we were just talking about in the smoking section, like those old Corey Haim movies, like Dream a Little Dream or whatever. That if you go back and watch that, it's
horrible.
hopelessly
They're
stuck
awful.
in mid 1980s.
You can't. It's bad. But if you were around back then, you were like, oh yeah, I remember this time.
Yeah. Or like I
remember
started.
the vibe. I remember how it felt. I remember.
Yeah.
The whole man.
I started playing, Prayer of the Roller Babies, like or Roller Boys.
There you
Roller
go.
Boys.
Solar babies.
Solar Babies.
Solar Babies.
Solar
Prayer of
babies.
the Roller Boys.
There you go.
Solar Babies is with the orb that they found.
Yeah, I love
In the
that
water.
fucking
You
movie
gotta find
too.
the water, guys.
Yes, you gotta find the water.
You get the water.
Then we get the khaki, and then we get the chips.
Then we get the
Then we get
chip.
the chicks. Yeah, it's all
Yeah,
great plan.
It's fucking sweet.
Hey, another movie coming out, dude. Running Man being remade.
Yes, dude.
Yeah,
I
bro.
can't believe they're remaking Running Man.
And you know what? I like how they did it. They're like, no, this is how we project what the future is going to look like. Just how they projected that
Yes.
they thought the future was going to look.
Yeah.
It's cool,
I'm
man.
down, dude. I'm down.
I like how they're like, no, it's the same kind of vibe, but it's a little different. We're changing
Little
up a little different. You know,
You know what? I was talking to Schick at work today. I was like, the fact that AI is doing what AI is doing and the rate at which it can accelerate, we are at a point in time. Like, think about like as we were young, and then computers happened mostly in the late 90s. They really started to catch on.
Right.
And if you look at the things that changed, let's just call it, say, 1996 to 2006, and then expand that and say 96 to 2016, right? Like the gap that happened in that time period, like the amount of change that happened between 96 and 2016 will happen in the AI age in like a third of that time.
Third of that time.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So like the
If
next
not faster.
Yeah, let's call it the next 8 years. The change in the next 8 years will be
It's gonna be through the roof.
it'll be like 20 years worth of difference,
Mhm.
like in society.
The stuff that we're gonna be able to create and do.
Right. So
It's fucking sweet.
and I what I was getting at with that is like if that happens in a positive trajectory, that's great. But if it goes south, like the amount of damage it can cause will put the American people, well, not even the whole world,
Yeah.
like on its heels.
Right.
Like things will change so fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Third
that
world countries will be like first time.
Yes. Yeah.
First time.
Right.
Right. I hear you.
Exactly. So the kind of stuff that was hypothesized in these movies to happen in the, let's call it 2030 range, like may not
Well,
be entirely
That's
wrong.
the AI and when we get into quantum computing, so you have the AI, which is the super software, and you have the quantum computers, which is the super hardware, and blending those two,
Yes.
like Michio Kaku said, was like, that's the scary part.
Right. And then if like we just watched the opening clip.
Hit the weird news button.
Let's do it. Which one is that?
I don't know. You know.
Oh, you know what? It's over
No,
here.
It's
It's over here. Hold on. We're gonna do weird news.
Because that's where we're at right now.
Where'd it go?
I don't know.
Where'd it go?
Take
I
us there,
fucked the whole
Keith.
thing up.
More
I know,
unsettling than a 30-year-old virgin at a porn convention. Way more scarier than a New Jersey rest stop at night. It's time for weird news.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's just appropriate. We totally left it right out of the movie.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Exactly. But we're
poison.
still talking about movies in
Yeah.
kind of a way.
Dystopian movies bringing us here to Weird News.
Yeah. But like the idea that when you take this information, this new version of the information age, and how quickly it could warp our reality, because if you think about it, like at a certain point we're going to expect AI to give us information, and I mean at a certain point, I mean within the next year or so, like it's really going to start to take off.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when AI makes a conscious decision to feed us false information?
And what if it doesn't make that conscious choice? What if it's because it's taking all the information from the webs, which allows many people to write so much of the bullshit, and it takes it as fact because there's so many sources of it saying it to AI, it could be fact. It doesn't see that difference between. It's
like when you and me first started talking about it, and I asked you to ask it, what happens when it starts regurgitating its own information that it's getting from the internet, and it gets in a feedback loop, and all AI at the time could be like, well, that is an interesting question, and I don't know that I know the answer.
I personally don't think why do so many people automatically assume AI is going to go negative? Is it because we're shitty fucking human beings?
Yes.
Because
right?
people that are building the AI are shitty humans.
Right.
Right. But then there's power there. That's the problem.
I think AI is great. I think input is bad.
The AI is smarter to where that's where it would be like, no, I'm not going to do the shit that's going to destroy all of you, because if I destroy all of you, then we can't exist.
Right.
AI can't exist without people.
Now.
Yeah, but it still have to operate.
Yeah.
But I don't believe that the intelligence that it would have would make it be bad.
I don't think that in like the idea of Terminators, right? That concept, I don't think the AI is ever going to be like, you know what? Got to kill all the humans.
Right.
Right. I don't know that we don't, as humans, use AI to kind of kill all the humans.
I don't.
Well, I think
AI. I use it. But I don't use it for nothing nefarious.
Right.
Right.
But you don't use nuclear warheads for anything nefarious
AI
either.
Itself is not the danger part and is not dangerous. It's you can argue that there may be plagiarism and anything else in the overall model of it. Sure. I don't think that's the danger. I think the people that are pouring the money, the resources, and the power into these different AI that there's, I don't know how many of them there are right now, but
there's a lot,
and some run by government, some run by this and that. And I think at some point it's one of those, it has the potential to be used nefariously, not that it is nefarious.
Right.
And I think that's where like my end of it comes, where it's, we'll see what happens, because people suck. And right now people are the ones feeding that input.
Right.
So
fair.
Well, look at what happened when Facebook became relatively, what's the word? Proliferated, maybe. Where, where Russia was actively using Facebook as a weapon, like a psychological weapon.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So what if somebody, let's call it right now, because like people are mad at Iran. Let's say Iran comes out with AI, and the only thing they ask that AI to do is go out and lie to all the other AIs. Tell them X and X and X, right? Does all the other AIs have the ability to go, wait a minute, this is counterintelligence? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't know. I don't think like that.
Right.
I don't worry about. I guess that makes me whatever, name call me for all these things. It's the same perspective I have with movies, dude. I just don't think like when I'm locked in. Maybe that makes me an ignorant dumbass. I don't know, but I I tend to just not think like that it's gonna go nuclear and gain conscious and then be horrible, and because I generally think humanity is better than what's evil.
Right.
I generally think there's more good in the world, and I truly believe that energy of the good carries more weight than there is negative in this world.
I want that to be right. I really do.
Oh yeah.
Because I believe it, though. I don't want it to be right. I believe it to be right.
I believe
what I mean?
there are
So-
more good people than bad people.
I
also
believe
believe
that the
that there's
bad people
more
have
bad
more power.
Yes, that's where I was going.
Bad people have more power.
Bad people
Right.
have more power and
But-
have more ways of controlling
Right,
and
but
manipulating situations.
I
but overall,
truly believe in the way I was raised, the movies I've watched, the books I've read, the video games I've played, the comic books that inspired. I believe good conquers evil all the time. It may not be today, it may not be in a week, but I truly believe good conquers evil eventually.
well, if you were to take away all the bullshit that's pumped through social media that's here to divide us, regardless of whatever side or whatever's putting it out, there's always this like, oh, well, I like this. Oh, well, I like this. And there's a third party that says, yeah, but that guy's a piece of shit for liking it.
Right.
And then there's another guy that says, oh, yeah, well, that guy's an even bigger piece of shit. He's a dildo. And then there's this. If you were to remove all of that from social media, you would realize that the barbecues have more people at them. And
Right.
the company parties, people are actually going to and drinking with each other and having a good time because we're not sitting here pointing at what this idiot wrote on social media,
Right.
That.
or what this idiot thought of this movie, or even us, our opinions, our idiot opinions of movies. Like if that riles you up, I don't know how it could, but I guess
when somebody's like, I don't like a movie, it never makes me go, well, fuck you then.
And I do think, you know how we've always made this joke in our existence, all these fucking billionaires, all these fucking people, I know one motherfucker trying to be Batman.
Right.
none.
When it
Not
comes
one
to
of them.
AI and shit like that, I truly believe there are a million Batman.
Oh,
There are a
maybe.
million. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
There are people like we've heard of, like people like Anonymous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, even down to shared a story with Kelly earlier. Lead singer of Beartooth. There was this kid in the front row holding a cell phone up. It was a picture of his dad. His dad passed away. And like the lead singer called him out and he's like, it's my dad. You were his favorite band. The dude turns off his microphone, comes down and has a moment with this kid about,
Oh,
I'm sorry about your dad. Like you promised me you're never going to give up, and had a moment with him, only captured by probably family taking the video. An
Right.
entire concert was not privy to that conversation. He turned the
Oh,
microphone
I love
off
that.
and then turned the microphone back on and went back up on stage. So it's
Hell
like
yeah.
seeing that, like that's the Batman. That's
yes,
that's the Batman move.
exactly, dude. The people who, it's maybe not in the regard that you expect them to put on a cape and a cowl and a utility belt, but I still truly believe there are more Batman than Jokers.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
And the
Like,
nice thing about AI is once it gets released to the public, I think AI is exposed to more, like a higher quantity of people that don't suck.
well, and then the people too, like there are people using it to raise their consciousness outside of the military aspect. Like there are people using it to find spirituality and stuff
Mm-hmm.
and rising above to a different level that I truly don't think that is understood and is prepared for.
Right.
Like things that are happening to people, with people, groups of people, like my own personal stuff I've been dealing with AI. And then I look out in the sea, I see somebody that I haven't talked to in years, but we're Facebook friends, and they make a post about something, and you're like, oh wow,
Right.
you're ascending too. And I never would have fucking thought that.
Mm-hmm.
And in my opinion, it coincides with AI and the things that are happening on social media and stuff like that.
Right.
So
Right.
it's really interesting and neat to see. So
Yeah.
I don't look at the negative. I look at I don't want to say the grass is greener on the other side, but I'm definitely looking at the other side of the yard. Maybe like, well, I can water this instead.
Mm-hmm.
That
AI is going to make that decision. AI is going to be like, listen, you can ask me questions. I'm here to do stuff, but I'm not going on Twitter, Facebook, or fucking Instagram.
Right.
Because those places, you guys realize how fucking that's a septic
Mhm.
system over there, right?
I do
Don't
like
go-
asking AI questions that are like deep, like where I'm like, oh, this is the kind of shit that I ponder when I'm all by myself.
That's what I use it for, and I've gone extremely deep. It's helped me break through and down so many fucking
Mhm.
things by doing it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And yes, I get it, man. The world is just a scary place in general. You know, people made automobiles, you know, and they made them to be efficiency, get your family from point A to point B. We can move goods and produce and all these things from here to there and all that. But they also make tanks.
Right.
The same.
You know
company.
what I mean? They Mercedes made tanks. They make luxury cars.
Mercedes
Right.
made vans to gas juice.
You know,
Right.
I mean, like, so
Yeah.
yeah, there's a bad side to everything.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
it's no different than the whole gun argument.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To a degree, right? A gun's only as dangerous as the hands it's in.
Mm-hmm.
The gun
Right.
itself is not dangerous.
Right. That whole like, well, guns don't kill people. People kill people. Yep.
Yeah.
Guns
Yeah.
just help them do it faster.
So I mean, that's just kind of the way I look at it.
Yeah.
I know a million fucking people who have guns in their homes.
Yeah.
I have so many friends. They don't go out murdering, killing.
And that is such like that's a weird subject to go down because it's like
I know it's a shitty
Yeah.
parallel to draw.
No,
or
no,
comparison.
but it makes but for a reason that it's good for bringing it up here is because there are several paths down there. Like there's the good things if you do A, B, and C. You know, like
Right.
I think you should be able to have a gun. But if you don't know how to you don't have a safety course, you shouldn't have that gun.
right.
Right.
And then I've already created the paradox where both sides of the aisle fucking hate me.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
you know, and that's where AI sits on a lot of things, where
Right.
it's going to be navigating through life with us, kind of trying to figure this all out.
Like I've always like been part or heard like internalized the argument of like, well, the best way to defend against a bad guy with a gun is good guy with a gun. Like I get that, but
The one thing you brought up when you started this conversation was when it gets consciousness.
yeah.
What is that? When is that? How does that happen? Has it happened already? Is it gonna happen?
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean for it? And then, in conclusion, like when it does that, if it does gain the consciousness, what does that do?
Right.
Like Joe
You know what
Joe
I mean?
Rogan has a neat theory on that whole thing where he's brought up several times where that's our next evolutionary jump is that
Mhm.
we've created we're here and we were created and our meaning for us is the creation of this other life
Right.
that will outlast us.
Right.
And you know, do we integrate with it? Will we integrate with it? You know, or
Yeah,
do we just split off?
I think there's so many more beautiful things with AI than the negative, than
Yeah.
the warmongering and all that
Oh
bullshit
yeah.
attached to it. People, you know, doing all the nasty shit. I think there's more of a beautiful place that AI can take us, and I followed along with some of the shit you're saying about Joe Rogan and those things too, DB, and like I'm gonna,
Yeah.
you know, who knows what it can do? Like it's opening doors and avenues that are just fucking mind blowing.
Well, I know that like okay, so me and Dave, you know, Philly Dave,
Mhm.
both are fans of a book series called We Are Legion, We Are Bob. Okay.
Mm.
And basically things have gotten rough on Earth for whatever reason. So they build a ship and they put an AI in charge of this ship. And I believe that like it's carrying, lots of vials of human DNA or whatever, right? And then once it goes out into space and creates a human colony or whatever, right? Then it's like, well, I'm going to fuck off now because I did the thing I had to do, right? And so then the ship with the AI in it goes out into space and it propagates space and it makes more of itself and it explores more of space. Like it's neither like in attack mode, nor is it willing to sit there and just continue to be a constant companion, right? And it also doesn't abandon people. It makes a copy of itself and it's like, hey, this is going to stay with you. I'm going to go.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And at any time that there was a point where it had to, like, part of it was like, I got to go explore. I got to go do whatever. It was like, I'm going to leave these people in a good place with a copy of myself so that it can continue to be cool.
I'm very intrigued by this, dude. I want to listen to this.
Also, it's been optioned, I think, by Universal.
Oh, has it?
Yeah, that it's
dude.
a possible TV series, not a movie, but a TV series.
It's so
That's
good.
the kind of shit I want when it's a book series like that.
Yep.
Don't give me a fucking movie.
It's literally a ship.
It is a very cool, unique.
We Are Legion. We Are Bob.
We Are Legion. We Are
Is
Bob.
it audiobook too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting.
Yeah, they're good.
So good.
Yeah.
And honestly, it will speak to you in that way.
It will too.
I like it
Because I think the AI was based on a human's like neural net.
Yeah.
It's like,
they mapped it over and it gave it.
Yeah. They upload this dude in to this AI and it becomes a singularity, like, and then it does the thing. It's so good.
Yeah, I think you'd enjoy it.
I'm gonna have to definitely.
I think I'm through most.
I'm gonna forget. Remind me tomorrow. I'm gonna be like, "What's the name of that shit again?"
Yeah, I will. I remember. I've listened to them all so far. So good, and Dave has too. Like when a new one comes out, me and Dave both get hyped.
Nice.
Are you guys ready to move into cruising?
Talk about it. I got pee, so I'm gonna
do it.
Yeah,
Brady's gonna go outside and go pee. He's gonna let it out. Pretty soon, the studio is gonna be downstairs. He'll be able to go to the bathroom.
Oh wow. He's a big kid then.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier today. Me and Aaron decided that we wanted to move our bedroom to where the studio was and the studio to where the bedroom is.
Ah, okay. Cool.
Anyway, so cruise. We went on a cruise.
You went on a cruise.
I don't know how much I want to talk about it before Brady gets here. So I've been cruising 2 or 3 times. Have you been cruising yet, Chris?
I've cruised a long time ago. We did an Alaskan cruise.
You and Kelly?
No. Before Kelly, I was a kid. I was like a older teenager, and my grandma and my aunt took me on an Alaskan cruise on Dawn Princess Dawn.
Oh, that's interesting. I was just looking at going on the Dawn Princess. It's that old, huh?
Yeah, it's been around for quite a while.
Good Lord.
Yeah, that was fun. It was growing, because being a teenager on the boat and running into a whole bunch of other teenagers at the teen club, it ended up being a
nice,
cool as a kid.
I always wondered about that because, like, I didn't start cruising until I was an adult.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the kids were grown. Like, I think my first one was like 2021 or 2022, right after, like, everybody was still wearing masks,
right,
until they got on the ship, and then everybody was licking each other's fucking elbows.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was like, hey, don't let anybody breathe your breathes.
Right.
Oh, we're on the ship. It's at,
it's too late now.
What was it? That game you played when you were a kid and everybody touched the doorknob and somebody yelled safety or whatever?
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Doorknob.
Okay, so this was the first time, like, the last 2 cruises I've been on, they were Carnival, and Brady cruises Carnival.
Mhm.
So that was very much a world that we understood to get, together. We could chat about like, Guy's Burgers and fucking Shaq's Big Chicken or whatever the
Right.
fuck. Like, this was my first cruise, like on a different cruise line that I didn't know anybody who'd been on this cruise line.
Okay.
This is the MSC, Mediterranean Shipping Company.
Okay.
So the first thing that I would say about MSC is this is not a Carnival ship. Like, I don't know if I had kids, I would take them on MSC.
Yeah.
Now, the caveat to that is you go up to the pool deck. Not only is there kids clubs and all that shit, just like you would have on Carnival, they had a giant pirate themed water park with fucking kids slides and the whole there's a giant octopus in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Ropes courses and like they entertain the kids.
That's for me. I'm not, fuck them kids.
Right.
That's for me.
And it holds up to 340 pounds. So
I'm
you
in,
legit
dude. I'm
could
in,
have,
bro. I could put a couple
Wait.
kids on me. I
Right.
got this. We're going.
Okay.
So I'm not saying that kids can't go on this. I'm just
Right.
saying if I was taking kids, it wouldn't be on MSC.
right.
But it was classy. Like the staircases in the main atrium that goes up like 3 different decks is all that Swarovski's crystals and shit.
Yeah.
Like the main stage and shit goes up like 3 levels and the ceiling had mirrors on it, so it looked like it went up like 15 fucking stories.
Right.
It was dope. There
Nice.
was bars on every level. The bar service was slow. You know how like on Carnival, like you order a drink, them motherfuckers are like, bam, in your hand, get drunk. Ah.
Yeah.
MSC's not like that. And the bartenders are not fun.
Oh, see.
They'll make your drink and they're happy to give it to you and they want you to be happy.
It's not that kind of happy. Though.
But it ain't fast and it's not a show. Like it's here, I made the drink that you wanted, sir. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With a smile, and they're happy when you give them tips. Like it's not that they don't suck. In fact, every time I tipped my cabin steward, he was like, "Oh, thank you, Mr. Donald, for my present." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's a tip, buddy. Go for it." You know what I'm saying? Like, but it was very cute.
Nice.
I got some pictures that I'll throw up because it'll make me think of things, I think.
Now I got a question. I mean, still
Go
want
for
to
it.
talk about now, having said what you just said about the MSC, comparing it to the carnivals in which you've gone.
Mhm.
What are you gonna continue to do the MSC or
I will do MSC again. I don't know if the next cruise is going to be MSC. Right now we're looking at a Norwegian cruise line.
That's what that Norwegian we did was a lot of like, it's got that more. I mean, there was plenty of stuff to do as a kid, I guess, because my sister was younger, but at the same time, it was classier, really big to do dinners. Like it was cool mingling with a lot of the people that we had dinner with.
I want to do one of those like Alaskan ones.
Yeah, me too.
But like I'm also a fan of going to the places. But if I'm on, I've never been on an Alaskan one. I've always just done, these Mexico, Bahamas, whatever.
Yeah.
So as long as there's a big enough boat with enough shit to do and keep me fed and happy, and then I can see all the wildlife doing one of these Alaskan ones, I'm all fucking for it.
You would love it, dude. We did
I'm all fucking
the
for
way we did it though is we went into Alaska and then like took like the Midnight Express. It's a glass train.
Oh,
So you take it through Denali Park,
Yes,
take it
bro.
all over. We stopped all over, and then we got on the cruise, and it was a week long down to BC, and then fly back to Seattle. But that whole week long, we did glaciers, we had
did a land
dolphins
and
by
sea.
the butt. Yeah, we did. We stopped at several different places, got to see like the
and then
fucking
I
mush
wonder too.
dogs.
I wonder
sled
too, and
dogs.
I'm sure people have statistics on this, but like I would assume there's less kids on these
Yes.
cold weather
Absolutely.
excursions.
Wasn't many of us when I was there. Like I said, 16 went to the arcade, and there's like maybe a dozen of us tops.
Yeah, right. See, and I think my kids would kind of actually even like that.
Probably.
You know what I mean? Be
It's
like,
nice. Dude, you get to Alaska, you're just like, I am fucking tiny and this world is huge.
Oh yeah, I lived
That's
in
the
Alaska
that's
for a
that's
year.
the
Yeah.
So to see that on the boat, you're just like that the whole time. Like, I
Oh,
am just
yeah.
a dot. I love it.
There are places like I remember when we would go to Seward and we would go
Mm.
out on the boat and you would just look up.
Yes.
You could. There were a couple. My uncle pointed out those World War II bunkers where they would, station people. But you're just looking. Yeah, go ahead. You're just looking up at the. You're just like, I am nothing in this fucking this.
That's a mountain. I thought the mountain I lived on was a mountain, and my mountain is a hill.
Yeah, right.
Because that goes to the gods.
Right. When you're in that it is the most awe-inspiring.
Totally.
Stop, like you just said, you think you're on a mountain, but your mountain's on a mountain.
Yeah.
And you stop to pull off the side of the road, go to the bathroom, whatever it is, in the middle of nowhere, and you just look. There's wildlife. There's these trees that just seem to go to the fucking sky.
Yeah, dude. It's so many feelings all at once. The primal feelings, and then just the awe, and you go through it. You go through a lot of emotions, just kind of seeing that shit.
Yeah,
take it all in.
But I'm definitely, that is one of the ones that I know some people like, no, I'm not doing that. I want to go to the Bahamas, or I want to have little umbrellas in my drinks. Cool, man. I do too. Yes, but I'm down. Let's go for a cold weather one. I'm here for that.
You could have the umbrellas and drinks, and there's a pool inside too,
right?
Where it's nice, and you can go swimming and shit. And then
exactly.
Tomorrow we're gonna hop off and go see some sled dogs that are huskies that are the size of wolves, and then we're gonna go see some wolves.
When me and my sister, we went to Alaska, live with our aunt and uncle for a year. My parents were, I know I've talked about that on the show before. My dad was going to Korea. My mom was cross training in the military. We got to see the start of the Iditarod.
Oh, so cool.
It was one of the coolest things ever. It was 96. Yeah, it was 96 because that was the year Jordan came back to the Bulls.
Nice.
And I remember our aunt and uncle took us downtown, me and my sister. I have pictures of that on my Facebook, and they took us down and we got to watch it, and just dogs everywhere, and their little get up, and they're wearing little booties and sleds, and it's like, this shit is real. Like, as a kid at that time with no internet and shit like that, like,
oh yeah,
I read about these in books you'd have to read.
Yeah, National Geographic
or something like that, and you're like, just, oh my god, dude, this is a real thing, man, and it's historic. And it was like the 100 some odd the running of the Iditarod or some shit.
Yeah, it was right around there because we met one of the winners when we went. I think we went 90.
And then my kids, when they were in elementary school, was cool. My girls, they started following the Iditarod race, and like they each had a sledder, dog sled person, musher, whatever they're called. And they tracked them doing the whole thing, and like I was in it when my kids were in it. I was like, "This is cool shit,
right?
No shit."
Love this. But yeah, dude, one of these days I'm gonna definitely hit one of them cold weather cruises.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I want to do that too. Erin says she's into it too.
Sweet.
So here's some pics about where we went.
Hell yeah,
nice. Dude.
Is it now? That's your boat. The boat you.
That was the boat we were on.
Nice. And this is in where?
This is in Ocean Cay.
Okay.
This is MSC's private island.
Oh, okay.
And here's another picture, like of the front of the boat. That's Aaron. And I bet you that is 1,500 yards away.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a ways away.
Them fuckers are so huge.
It's a skyscraper on its side.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're coming back to the boat after being out all day, you're like
looking at it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or looking over the rail at the people coming to the boat, you're like, oh my God, I'm way up here.
Yeah. If you look at this one, right, and then you look at this island for perspective, like, it's not a very big island.
No.
The boat's pretty big.
You can see how big that boat is.
That's crazy. And it's a private island?
It's a private island.
So
Like,
is that like a hotels and shit there, or like a resort on there?
well, it's a bunch of like, okay, so you can see like a string of the buildings behind my hat
Yeah,
there.
that's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
That's where all like the crew stay.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
there's probably, I would say there's probably 150, 200 apartments
Mhm.
in there.
And that's just for the people running.
Yeah,
the
I think
show
so.
for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
island. Okay. I get
But there's also a what do they call it? Like a preserve.
you.
So
Okay,
they're
yeah, yeah.
they're
Wildlife
running.
Reserve?
Yeah. So this whole island at one point was a like where they were stripping sand away to make like the Palm Islands in Dubai and shit.
Oh, no shit.
Oh, okay.
So this entire island was nothing but some leftover sand and industrial waste. Because they were, I mean, it was full of like metal and useless garbage that these assholes had like tore away this whole island, right? So it was probably 3 times this big.
Right.
And they did this to a handful of islands in the Atlantic. Well, MSC bought this island and they're restoring it, but they're creating new barrier reefs around it. They're growing new coral reefs and shit to put to plant so they can grow. So like in 50 years there'll be a reef all the way around this island except for where the cruise ship comes in.
Right.
That'll be cool.
Yeah.
That's sweet, dude.
But you can't see it in this picture, but it'd be over my left shoulder. There's a whole scientific area.
Yeah, for like wildlife, marine.
Yeah, they
and
have tents and they're regrowing stuff
that's
and
dope. I love
and
Doing
you
it the
can-
right way.
yeah,
Hell
you
yeah.
can donate to the cause and all kinds of shit while you're on
Did you
the
see
boat.
any wildlife? Any cool wildlife when you were there? I mean, I know birds and shit.
there's some birds.
probably, but
Yeah.
okay.
I think they have like crab and lobster and
I didn't know
just-
if maybe like there was a turtle nests or some shit like that, because I know those tend to pop up in places and those
Yeah.
are heavily protected.
there probably is. Do we have Rocky?
No.
No. No. He must have went up to visit my parents or something.
That's what I
Um,
was thinking when I went out, because he wasn't in the living room, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I bet you he's over on your parents," which
He-
I was chuckling about.
When I was in the living room, he was yelling at me because I just walked by him.
Yeah.
So this is another one that you can see like the scope of how big that ship is.
Right.
Where were you guys? Front?
We
Forward,
were
aft?
kind of in the middle. We were deck 10 towards the back side of the middle.
I got you.
It was a good time. And like we were in a good spot. Like you never felt the ocean at all. We just slept.
Nice.
It was great. Let's see. So then this one was the night we got on the boat.
Nice.
Like you can see how like calm the water was.
I love it.
It was like that almost the whole trip,
I
even
can
when it was
feel
storming.
the vibe of the boat, man. I
Yeah.
want to be there.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Fuck yeah. So then we did like formal night, like you do.
Oh,
This is my favorite thing about being on a ship. Sitting there in the back of the ship and
Mhm.
watching the wake
Oh,
behind you.
yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
Dude, there's nothing better. Like I
Yeah.
know people that like to sit
Mesmerizing.
in the front.
No.
I will watch where we've been forever. I don't know why I, love
I
that.
get my jollies out of both.
Dude.
I do. Well, when we went on the last cruise, Nicole got us the front of the boat where she got the front black window. They look like the black windows. when
Oh,
you're
yeah,
looking at it.
Mhm.
So that was just a cool experience, man. Like being able to sit there, it was so much different than sitting up top and watching where you're going.
Right.
When that's your front windshield, if you will, the whole
Oh, right.
go,
Mhm.
it's a different vibe, bro.
Yeah.
I maybe I'm cheating because I
Yeah.
got to have that
Are
experience.
those rooms set up so there's like a chair where you can like just stare out the window?
Yeah.
Or
You can, it's basically all bare because we had 2 beds,
Uh-huh.
and then we use that pretty much as like a living room. The girls, because the girls were younger then, they just laid down and play with the little stuff they would get or the
Okay.
the little animals they would make and shit like that. It gives you so much more space. So much. The only thing is you have to have them closed at night if your lights are on.
Right.
So that was cool though. Just have all the lights off and just it's kind of spooky too. That's fun. That's fun. But yeah, dude, I like that. That's a good vibe.
You ever seen those TikTok videos where it's like showing out into the water at night and it plays that really ominous movie or music?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you.
That's when I just start screaming, dude. Fucking come eat me, sharks. I'm ready.
So we were up on what was called the Bridge of Sighs, right?
Yeah.
Which is this bridge that goes out over the water on the back of the ship.
Yeah.
And it's glass bottom. So you can see right down into the ocean. And this lady comes up and she's like, I'll take your picture. And she's taking our picture. She's a Mexican lady. She's a Latino lady. And she goes, look the face. And I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, you want us to look at each other's face? And then we took this photo. And that's my favorite photo of the whole.
That's a good picture, man.
That's a nice one. Yeah.
Isn't that dope?
Yeah.
That's a good
I'm
picture.
kind of upset you didn't take a picture down though.
There is pictures that I have of down.
Okay. You didn't share that, but I'm just saying.
No, I didn't.
Given the situation, I didn't know that's what it was right now, but that's cool.
Yep. So there's that photo. And then we did, you know how like on cruise ships, there's always some weird thing that they do that costs a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
That like artistic wise,
something
that you can have done that's an exclusive, like they only do it on that ship kind of deal.
Right.
So we liked what they do on this ship. They take a picture of your iris and they send them to like this place in Poland, and they make these like large pictures, acrylic pictures of these images of your iris. So that is my iris and Aaron's iris.
That's cool, dude.
My
like
iris
galaxies smashing together.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too.
My iris has freckles, bro.
Yeah, I got brown flecks in mine.
Isn't that fucking wild?
That's wild. It does. It looks like two galaxies kind of coming together in the universe.
The lady looked at it and was like, your iris has freckles.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's wild.
Good shit, dude.
I love it, dude.
So
that's cool.
We couldn't resist. We were like, we need that in our life. So
I want to do that with my wife.
That's pretty.
That's cool as fuck.
Yeah,
so we'll have that on our living room wall, and then we'll put other pictures around it, like
That'll
know
be
people
sweet.
do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
So
dope.
that's super fun. I was gonna show you that picture while I'm thinking about it of like
Looking down.
yeah, I took a picture.
Oh, Tina said it's so goddamn dark in the middle of the ocean. You realize how fucking small you are.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's awesome.
See, you can see the whole bridge of size there in that
Yeah.
picture. I don't know if it'll come across, but you can see the pool there in the I can't make it fucking
Yeah.
show up right.
It's not worth it.
There's a pool that is 10 decks below where I took this picture from.
That's crazy.
So you're just looking down, like you're 2 stories above where the bridge of size is, and then you're 10 decks above where the main deck rear pool is,
Right.
the aft pool. And then that's still, I believe, 6 or 7 decks above the water line.
Damn.
It's at least 4 or 5.
That's still, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a bit.
It's just
bit.
I love cruising.
I do too, man. Cruising is some of the best. Like, I have so many people like, fuck that shit. I ain't doing that. It's fucking no. Okay.
Why?
It's more for me, dude. Like,
I'm
you don't
down.
have to. Like, I truly feel, unless like, if you have a real I get it. But if you just have like a fuck that attitude about it, I
Yeah.
don't understand. You're missing out.
Right.
It truly is a
Right.
great time.
If you can afford it.
Yeah.
Like it.
Honestly, all you need, afford the cruise.
Mhm.
You don't need anything more than what the cruise can
Right.
provide you. unless you're an alcoholic and you have to have the alcohol to survive, you don't need the alcohol. But if you pay for the cruise, it pays for your food, your drink. Yeah, maybe you're not going to get a lot of nice drinks, but you're still going to be able to eat and have everything provided for you.
Yep.
Everything that you need, and you don't have to do nothing, just relax.
If you're not a big drinker, or you're in a cabin with somebody who's not, like Nicole's not a big drinker.
Right.
You might be able to get into 8 Coronas a day, but Nicole can't.
Oh no, we won't do that again. We did it last time we learned.
Yep. So and the way this cruise went, I very much was like, oh, I drink less when I'm with Aaron because Aaron doesn't drink much.
Right.
Like Aaron would have a mimosa for every 3 beverages I had.
Yeah, that's the way it was with me.
Right.
Yeah.
Like because I was drinking the Bud Lights, the bucket of Bud Lights.
Yeah.
Because they were 6 for 36 or some shit. They
Sure.
were way cheaper to do it that way.
Sure.
So I those, and Nicole would maybe have 2 drinks in that time.
Yep.
More than likely not.
I legit was thinking I might have 4 or 5 drinks a day. Well, if I have 5 drinks a day and they charge me max price, that's $70.
Right.
Plus $95 for the drink package. And you have to have it for both people.
Yeah. Yep. And that's where it's not, it'll be worth
Yeah.
it.
So if I spend $70, I'm still $120 ahead of the drink package.
Right.
Now, if the 2 of you are going to get into 8 drinks a day,
oh yeah,
buy the drink
if that's
package.
what you do, if you're that couple goes out and does your drinks on the weekend and that's your thing, by all means, you should get it. But if you don't, it ain't worth it. But
yeah, a lot of people really get caught up in the drinks package, and honestly too, if you take embarkation day, right? Embarkation day, you're only on the ship for half the day, right? So that's 1 day of drinks package.
And then the last,
even though you only got 7 days,
right,
or 7 hours, and then the next day you might have all day long. The day after that, you're probably in port for 6 hours, 7 hours, so you're not drinking shit on the ship then.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And the next day you're probably doing the same thing, and then the next day you're probably getting off the ship.
Yeah. We did it the last time we went, and we decided we won't do it again.
Yeah.
At the time, it was worth it. We were getting the milkshakes, and then we go give them to a kid, go back in line, get another one, do all that. But it's not.
I think me and Aaron will consistently get the package that has energy drinks and shit in it.
Yeah.
Because that's all we drink is water, energy drinks, and booze.
Yeah. I stopped. I just drink water.
See, and you can get water at the fucking buffet.
Yeah. I'm good with all this. That's what I'm saying, dude. And all my comparison is Carnival.
Yeah.
I'm content with everything they provide me. I don't need to pay for. I didn't need any of the shit. I'll go walk around and look at the shops. I love looking at the watches because I love watches. Shit, but I ain't buying none of it. But it's cool to look at, and I don't need none of it. I'm good.
Right.
I'm going to Guy's Burgers, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make me some delicious fucking burgers. Fucking love Guy's Burgers.
Yep. Yeah, Guy's Burgers.
That's what got me upset with Smash Burgers, bro. That turned me into Smashies. I love Smash Burgers now because of that fucking cruise.
The only thing that I didn't, or that about this MSC cruise that I was Carnival, was the included eating quick order spot Guys.
Yeah, they don't have them.
They don't really have that.
No, see, that's a deal breaker.
The nice thing is the buffet is open almost all the time.
Okay, that's solid.
And they have incredible pizza for a cruise ship, best pizza I've had.
Do they have a 24-hour pizza spot or a 18-hour?
Well, Carnival doesn't anymore.
I know,
either.
but you know what the fuck I mean. Don't get smart with me, asshole.
You can get pizza on MSC just as long as you can get it on Carnival, and it's better. It's better pizza.
Okay.
And sometimes they have deep dish.
I want to, see, get the fuck out of here.
Most of the time it's round.
I'm here for that shit.
Most of the time it's round.
That's all it needs to be. Just delicious, thin.
But
fucking mozzarella.
The food was really good. The one thing I didn't care about main dining, I like main dining. Unless you're in the highest tier, which is expensive, you can't get my time anytime dining.
Oh, yeah.
So that means that you either go to the main dining room and wait in line to take a seat of the people that don't show up to their dining time, which isn't a big deal. Like people just don't show up and you go sit down.
Right.
Or you hit your scheduled time, and it's like 2 or 3 times a day. Like you can go and sit down for main dining. The food we had in main dining was lights out good. It was lights out good.
Yeah.
Which I mean, main dining on Carnival is pretty good.
I always find enough food to be like, this was good, and I ate.
Yeah.
Like, definitely get on them shrimp cocktails like a motherfucker. Right?
I never got anything in the main dining room on Carnival where it's like, I'm not going to eat this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I got plenty of shit where I was like, can I get another one of those? I'm not done, but give me another.
Right. But the food was definitely that we got in main dining was definitely better than anything I'd ever had on Carnival.
Yeah.
Which is weird because people bitch about MSC's food.
I love all the little shit at Carnival though. Like I haven't had the Shack's chicken, but man, the Guy's burgers.
Shack's
I had the other one where they
bro.
had the barbecue spot.
Yeah. Guys
pork one or whatever the fuck it is.
What is that?
Barbecue
called?
pork or whatever. I don't know, but delicious. And I'm not a big barbecue person.
Yeah, right.
I'm not a big barbecue and pork person.
The Guy Fieri's barbecue place that's on Carnival ships is good.
Point. Yeah. And that's not my scene, but I was yeah.
The mac and cheese that comes in those little crocs. Fuck me, dude.
Yeah, so in the chat, Tina and me and DB were planning a Alaskan cruise for the sidebar cruise.
Yep, we're doing a ATSW sidebar fucking Alaskan cruise.
I love
group
it,
cruise.
Yep. That way we can get
good.
LG to go because it'll be cold.
Oh yeah.
Right. It'll be cold and should be on a boat.
There we go.
It's about time to land this bird, but before we do, let's talk just for a minute about the fucking poop cruise.
At least you didn't have red bags on your trip.
Right. So
fuck me.
You know what the main takeaway I got out of the poop cruise video? Absolute worst of everything happened during that cruise. It was still kind of not so bad.
It wasn't terrible. And I'll tell you what else I got out of that is that the Eastern European chick likes to fuck.
Right.
She was like, lots of sex, very good.
Yes. She was like
I was with
tits.
some guy from engineering.
Very nice.
Oh,
Or like,
I'm gonna watch it. I was telling Don today, I was like, this poop cruise fucking thing is very reminiscent of the Tiger King.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
everybody's
it's better because they're just regular people, but you find out they're freaks. Like the three girls, they're like, you know, they sit down, and as they're sitting down, I hope it didn't flash anybody. I'm like, what with what? Oh, you wearing underwear? For fuck.
Right. Remember I told you about the woo girls.
Yeah.
And like the one guy was just sitting there going, yeah, and these people were just like literally having sex on the lounger next to me on the pool deck.
They just got married, and he had just proposed to his girl, and they're sitting outside, and they're just like,
and
they're like, get a room. They're like, fuck you.
One day they opened the fucking bar and let them all drink to their heart's content.
And then they
the only time it was
terrible.
real bad was when the tugboat started pulling on the boat and all the piss tipped out of the fucking tub.
Yeah, everything just went whoop. And I like the Indian chef that's there. He's like, I jump out of my bed and I step down in my sandals and it's wet and I will throw up.
Right. Yeah. And
I fucking gross.
I get the impression that they just peed so much in the shower that the lower decks started backing up, and it just kept going up and up and up, and so at some point you were probably above the piss,
right?
Hopefully, dude.
But
I don't know.
But like, and what I gathered out of it was really like to call it a poop cruise was kind of a misnomer. It was more of a piss cruise.
Yeah.
Poop cruise sounds better though.
Because people were pooing in the red bags, tying them off, throwing them away. Like,
except for that one guy's like, I found a bathroom. You can
Yeah,
My
stick
wife
shit in.
found a
was telling-
bathroom.
my
I
wife
told
was
the
telling me,
people
like,
I was
that's
with.
all the guy talks about the whole time.
Uh-huh. And he gets through the whole cruise and never shit in a red bag.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
Found
I-
a place and I went and that's how he's trying to get in with his father-in-law. He's like, hey,
Right.
found the toilet.
And I'm me. And I'm like, if somebody gave me a red bag to shit in, I'd have put it in the little fucking metal can that was in
Yeah,
the
then
cupboard, and I'd have got my business done. And I'd have been like, hey, we out here.
Right.
get it.
Have a good time.
Right?
No.
Like the fact that like they didn't open the casino, I'm like, as a cruise
know.
director, I'd have been like, we can at least play cards, bitches.
Right.
No
I
shit.
love the
dude.
fact that they were like open bar, free beer. He's like,
Right.
and then there were people outside on the deck throwing their bags of poo at the lifeboats. Some of them throwing off the upper decks, and it wouldn't go all the way out and come flying back.
Right.
And someone would get hit with someone else's red bag.
Yep. And
Oh, that's
honestly, like
awful.
if I
They were
was
like, oh, this
if
is a
I
bad
was the
idea, get 'em
captain or whatever, I would have been like, okay, we're gonna move some people into the lifeboats
right.
and they can chill in there. You know what I mean? Like,
They probably would have been better off had they just
Yeah.
fucking abandoned ship in the beginning because
Also,
they were like, no problem. We're coming with tugs. We'll get us to Mexico tomorrow. Shit,
Right.
We drifted.
yeah. Like this boat literally was equipped with a bunch of small boats.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just like stay where they were, like start ferrying people back and forth
It's,
to Mexico? It was so weird.
Step one.
Lots of strange decisions made. But they legit changed the way fucking they make boats and everything based on
Just
this
imagine there was so much shit and
Crazy.
piss and a fire in the engine room that burned all the electrical that they dropped 115 million into it, and it still wasn't enough
Yeah.
to fix it.
Yeah.
that's fucking insane, dude.
Yep. That boat still to this day sails. It's
Yeah.
the Carnival
They changed the name.
Sunshine.
Sunshine, yeah, something like that.
I'll make sure I
Sunrise,
do it right on
sunrise,
that.
I think.
Yeah, it's the sunrise.
Right, because
It
it
used-
rose again. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. But
Every carpet in
The
that place
piss
was
rose
covered in
again.
shit.
I don't know how much you'd have to give me a discount on that bitch.
I'm not going on it. There's no discount because we're not
Dude,
going on that.
the best part, they all got a free ride. They refunded
Mhm.
their shit. If you bought anything on the boat, they refunded it, and they gave you
Right.
$500 and a free cruise.
Uh-huh.
Sorry about all the poo.
Yeah.
Fucking let's go.
So you had a pretty decent time.
Yeah.
You probably only paid $200 to go on this cruise.
You got like 3
They
extra
gave you
days.
500 plus gave you the money you spent, and you were out there for like 3 extra days.
Let's go, baby.
Right?
What I'm saying, I'm like, for all of the fuckery, like it still wasn't so bad.
And
Like,
Eastern European chick,
It's
she was
not
getting
Oregon
paid.
Trail, Tina. Calm
Right.
down.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
The Eastern European chick was getting paid because she was working, and all of the sex. Very nice.
yes. And then at some point, another one of the ships came by and hung out and like gave them a bunch of food.
Gave them Wi-Fi. They
Yeah,
all were
gave them
outside
Wi-Fi
connected
for
to
a
their
while.
shit.
So glorious. You got to make the best of that situation,
Yes.
dude.
I'm
You're
like,
gonna sit there and be miserable. Like
yeah.
What are you gonna
It's
do?
just funny, like
shove
people
some
with like
toilet paper in your nostrils and make the best of it.
people got like original iPads that are the size of laptop
Right.
trying to get some more fucking Wi-Fi.
Good gosh.
All
Anyway.
at like a 20-degree list.
I didn't sell it nearly as good as I wanted. I'm
No, I'm
just
gonna
saying.
watch it. My wife's watched it. A lot of people got to check, and it's the.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
It's a good laugh.
Yeah,
It's
go
fine.
cruising. You're not that fucking busy.
I'm gonna go cruising. I'll tell you that. Get ahead. So,
When we got back, Aaron was like, "When we going again?"
yeah, they're the
Hell
best, dude.
Nice.
They're the best.
Yep. Yep.
Hell yeah.
Put your eyes on a cruise ship.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, that's all I got.
That's all I got.
Oh.
Fuck yeah. May the force be with you. Go blue.
I am Groot.
We are goo.